to be notifying the database when I'm going live with a particular topic in the future. Right now, as I'm still figuring out all of the new software, I'm keeping it kind of a smaller group just so we can make sure if there's any kinks along the way, I can figure those out. So yesterday, I was able to go live in several places on Facebook and on YouTube with this new software, which is fantastic. And the challenge I was having is I could not figure out how to open the comments. I mean, I couldn't figure out how to moderate the comments. So now today I have my comments open on another computer. So I should be able to see you guys. So please, right now in the comments, wherever you are, let me know who you are and where you are. Where are you watching from? This is fantastic too for real estate agents to get referrals. So who are you and where are you so that I can check my comments? Aha. Okay. So there we go. We are connected with YouTube, Facebook. Oh, I'm in twice in one of my spots. Okay. So now I just want to see our comments there. So anybody that's here, just comment for me that you are here, and I will take a look and see if those are coming in yet. So I'm going to open in our Facebook group so that I can see what you guys are seeing. And then what if you're wanting to hang around a little bit today, I want to go through a little training with KW Command and show you guys all of some of the 4 specific strategies that we can use right now within campaigns in KW Command. Here you go. All right, I've got Slade from KW Montgomery in Alabama. Fantastic. Welcome. All right, there we go. So let me mute this, and I'm going to see if I can see what you guys are seeing really quick. Perfect. All right, that's fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show my screen in a second. And my mind is pretty blown right now by some of the new things that we can do with KW Command. And a lot of people have been kind of passing, like, oh, I'll just wait till later. It's not really working. And what I'll tell you is there are some things that still have some, well, it's a beta software. So there's a lot of things that still have glitches. Things work one day, maybe not another day. But there's a lot of things that are working, and they're worth testing in your business if it's something that you could use. Now, I'm not saying ditch everything yet, because there's a certain software that's going to do things better that you like better, and you may never actually replace that software. Or you may do what I'm doing and kind of stitch them together with some integration. So I'm keeping my primary website, but I am using campaigns, emails, paid ads, smart plans, contacts, and all of that inside Command. So for me, those work together. Hi, Shelly. Thanks for letting me know that you're here in KW Northeast Kingwood, Texas. So if you guys need a referral agent in Northeast Kingwood, Texas, check out Shelly Underwood. You guys can connect. Also have Heather Rhee, am I saying that right? Or is it Rhea? From Fort Wayne, Indiana. All right. Thanks for letting me know that you guys are here. That's incredibly helpful. If you have any questions while we go along, this is just an informal, I was going to record this for YouTube and just play it loaded as a playback. And I thought, you know what, this is a good chance for me to see who else is live and if they have any questions while I'm going along, demoing some of this new stuff that we can do now with KW Command. So it's really cool. So one of the things, let me go ahead and share my screen for you guys. So I played around with this a little bit. Oh, you know what I'm still not seeing? Oh, yeah. Shelly, you're on YouTube right now, right? It looks like you are commenting from YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and I am going to share my screen. Yes, it's working. All right, I love it when it all comes together. Okay, I'm going to move that onto this side just so that it's, give this 1 second here so I can see how that looks. All right, well, that actually works. I just want to make sure you're not seeing the live stream camera overlapping. So it looks good. So let me go ahead and show you what is happening here in the dashboard. And what we have is, this is campaigns. So let me know if you're, where are you at with using command right now? Like, are you using it at a high level? Are you a beginner? Where are you at? If comment below, like you could rate yourself from 1 to 10, or just let me know where you are. Shelly says, I did your class last week and just did my Facebook ad as you showed us. Yes, I'm on YouTube. It sent me a message because I am subscribed. Thank you for all your help. Well, thank you, Shelly, for being on the class last week. That was a super fun masterclass, and the week seemed seamless. It went so well. So I really appreciated all of your guys' engagement as well. All right. So Shelly's a prime example of somebody that had seen some of the things that command could do, was doing some things with command, right, Shelly? And then she attended my master class last week and really saw all of the possibilities, all of the things that we can do now, and said, you know what, I'm going to get cracking and get some command stuff going. And that's exactly what she did. And great job on taking action. You know, I always tell everybody, I'm a lot more than just a KW Command, a person that shares my strategies with KW Command. I've been leading business since I was 21 years old, and coaching and working with employees and team members and leaders. And one of the things that I always tell people is that I personally believe what makes some people successful and other people not successful, one of the key elements is taking action. And you have to be willing to take massive action to get the results that you want to get. And by investing in yourself and showing up for classes and showing up for Zooms and going to conventions and doing all these things, that is a tremendous value. But then going back and actually implementing those things is where the magic happens. And so good job on that. Just this morning, I was watching a video. When I get up and get ready in the morning, I watch YouTube videos on my iPad while I'm doing my makeup and hair and stuff. And I was watching Moz. And if you've never gone to Moz, Moz.com, I've been to their Seattle conference, MozCon, it's called. And Moz is an SEO company, and they teach SEO, and they have SEO tools, and they put on these conventions with all these people that speak about ranking on Google, search engine optimization. Anywho, I was watching that this morning, and immediately right after, before I even came in to do this live stream, I made notes on, this is what I'm going to put into play this week, because I heard a couple things on there that were really key. And that was, all I need is one thing out of a class or a workshop or something that I'll actually implement and do. So anyway, good job to that, Shelly, actually putting that stuff into action. That's the key. All right. So once you start running ads now in Command, there's some really cool statistics now that we're starting to get, and they look so nice too. They're so aesthetically pleasing. Like, I really like how this platform is coming together visually, personally. So what it does is, after you run some of your Facebook ads, it actually groups them together down here, and it tells you which ad brought you the most leads, which ad got you the lowest cost per lead, and which ad had the most engagement. And it gives you this data so that you can say, oh, I need to do more of that. That's more important than anything else that I might do, right? And so far, what I am finding with running campaigns is that when I have a new listing, I have the biggest opportunity, right? Especially when it's a bread and butter listing, which is when I say a bread and butter listing, that's not a technical term. Bread and butter listing to me is anything that's within your average price range or just below that, like in that pocket. I believe that having a listing is absolutely the best way to get leads. Generally speaking, the lowest cost per click. But how about this one in the middle? Just reduced. Now, this one's a game changer. And the reason why it's a game changer is because you don't have to have any listings to run an ad like that. What it is it's an ad. You know what? I'll walk you through it. Let's do that because I want to go ahead and show you what's on the next section anyway, which is paid ads. So we can go ahead and use this one as an example. Okay. So this is a great strategy. This is one I did not show yet last week on the KW Masterclass because I have so many of these and so many ideas that I can't fit them all into one spot. So I constantly just come to my YouTube channel and upload these different examples of how we can run ads. But this one's a good one. So if you take a look here, it says lowest cost per lead. So my cost per lead, CPL, cost per lead, was $1.15 per lead, not per click. There's a big difference. So when you're running ads, you can pay per click. This is just across the entire web, not just KW Command, but cost per click or cost per impression, cost per 1,000 impressions, right? And then what we do is we take our total amount that we spent and we divide that by the total number of leads and we get our cost per lead. For me, I never really care about the click. I care about the cost per lead. How many leads did I get for that amount of money? That's key. So if I know that I can get, if I can spend, let's do I need to put my calculator in the bar below there. All right, so let's just say, I'm going to do this on my phone really quick. Let's just say you know for a fact now that ad or that type of ad usually costs you about $1.15 per lead. All right. So I always tell everybody, it's when you're going to run your ad on KW Command, don't ask yourself, how much do I want to spend on this ad? That's the wrong question. It's how many leads do I want to buy? How many leads do I want to buy? And that's how much money you put at your ad. So if you're following people like me, and there's several of us that are sharing our strategies and are teaching how to run ads on KW Command, we're all sharing our cost per lead. And what we find is like most of us are getting them for under $2 when we run specific types of lead form ads on Facebook, right? So at the high end, a couple bucks for as long as you're using that lead form, which I'm going to show you. And on the low end, you can get it much, much cheaper. So let's just say, you're getting $1.15. All right. So if you were to spend $50 divided by 115, you could get 43 and a half. It'd be hard to get a half, but like 43 leads. Why would you not want to do that every single time if you've got the money to spend at something? Right? Like if I know I can get 40 leads spending $50, why would I not do that all day long? Especially when we know that the conversion rate could be as low as 0.5%, right? And we're seeing that across the web. This isn't just real estate. This isn't just Command. Cold leads as a general rule on the web in today's noisy, loud, crazy market are going to be anywhere from 0.5% to 3% typically on any kind of niche, really the way they convert. So we need to get a large pipeline. We need to get a lot of leads in our database. And then we need to give those database months to actually turn into to convert, right? So we want to get our database up to 100 of those types of leads as quickly as possible and start converting them and putting them on smart plans and sending emails and text messages. And then we're going to keep this funnel going until we have a nice amount of that moving through the funnel, because most of it's going to fall out. Most of it isn't going to go anywhere. And the problem that people have when they're running ads is they don't play a long game and they fear rejection. Well, if you know that 99 people have to tell you to go away for that one to turn into anything, then you're just trying to get to know as fast as you can. It's all numbers. And with KW Command, we have the systems now to automate the process and to handle much of that conversion funnel for us as possible, right? All right. If you're just logging in, comment below for me in the comments and let me know who you are and where you are from. Good chance to catch somebody for referral exchanges as well when you're commenting below. And also let me know what channel you're watching on. Is it Facebook? Is it YouTube? Are you on LinkedIn? Where are you watching this this live stream right now? Okay, so now you can play with lots of stuff on this screen, but let's continue that concept of this ad right here is performing. It has the lowest cost per click at a 72.39% below average, but this is based on my numbers, not your numbers. One of the most valuable things about KW Command is that they're providing us insights on our own efforts, and then there's going to be insights on group efforts and how our ads compare with other ads like it, and when we should call somebody because the pipeline data shows that this person should be called when they're at this point in the funnel. So the more we actually use this system, the more data they're going to be able to give us. Hi, Alicia. Craig here in New Orleans watching on Facebook. Alicia Lagarde Craig. Did I say that one right? Fantastic. Some of you guys that are on Facebook, I can't see your names, only if you're in the particular groups. So if you'll put your name in there too, because it just tells me Facebook user. So I've got to get that, still look into that, see if there's anything I can change there. All right, so if we want to go to create one of these ads right here, this just reduced ad, we're going to go up here to create a new campaign, and we're going to click social ad. So this is one of the strategies that we can do with KW Command campaigns. And up here, we're going to type in just reduced. I'm going to show you exactly how to make this ad. So even if you have no listings. Now, our goal is we're going to attract buyers, so we're going to set our goal. That doesn't actually change anything with the ad structure itself. It's more for tracking purposes at this point. And then do you want to run your ad on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram? I think this should be a choice based on where your efforts and energy are. If you're actually not on Instagram, you're not building a big real estate profile on Instagram, there's not much of a reason to advertise on there. You might get a lead because it interrupts the newsfeed, but you really want to be running your ads also on where you're building your channels. So my suggestion to everybody is start with Facebook first. Start with your Facebook ads first, and then add in Twitter and Instagram. All right. Oh, hi, Vinny. Yes, it's been a long time, huh? Years. I think it's been a few years. All right. So Vinny, you're still here in Vegas, right? Okay, so just reduced, and then I'm going to go to set up campaign. All right. Thank you, Clayton. Thanks for joining us from YouTube, it looks like. Okay, so what we're going to do next up here is we're going to, if the box opens up and says choose a listing, just close it. If you ever see that happen, a lot of people say to me, oh, Lori, I can't run that ad because it's requiring a listing. There's a little X. You just close that box. So it looks like this. Add a listing. You see that box, how it opens? Just close that little X, and now you can go on and manually create whatever you want. Does not need to be just a listing. All right. So next we're going to go to our main copy. So here are some tips that I shared on my masterclass last week. Up on the right-hand side, you've got a preview section to preview your ad. What we don't want to do is design for desktop. We want to drop this little arrow down and we want to go to mobile, and we actually want to design for mobile, because what our statistics show us is that more people fill out the forms on mobile and click through on Facebook ads and Instagram ads on mobile. So we want to make sure that it looks great on mobile first. That's going to be our primary. Okay. Now, the main copy, you can see right here where that shows up, is this. This is your main copy. This should be short. Remember, you only have a second to grab them. So emojis, anything that's going to attract their attention. Okay. So now we're doing a just reduced, we're showing just reduced homes. So you might put something like, you can use the emoji shortcut tool by clicking the colon and then typing in any keyword, and that will start to pull up your emojis for you. Okay. So I could put complete list of just reduced homes. And then on the next one, maybe we'll do the money sign. Let's go with the dollar sign. Sorted by price, includes photos. Okay, and then I think we do one more line. So here we could do let's do a map. Let's do something like a pin. That's a good map. See all listings on the map. See what I'm doing there? And then the headline is, I look at the headline as the call to action, because this text here doesn't always appear. So I might put something like, get the list of just reduced homes, or something like just reduced instant access. I'd have to go look at my other ad to see what differences I might be putting in here. But the idea of this ad is that people want to see something special. People want to see that you're offering something unique. Hey, Jeffrey, I see you there on Facebook and watching on YouTube. Thanks for joining today. All right, so the concept is give people something unique and valuable, and they will register for that item, okay? So just reduced is a valuable item. And stay with me. I'm going to show you how to get that link to these just reduced homes, and it's way easier than you would imagine. Okay. I just realized, there you all are. Oh my goodness. Okay, much better. Diana from Dubai. Very nice. Thanks for joining us. Okay, now I can see the other chat. Perfect. Okay, so here, just reduced instant access, and then the description, full list, map, pictures, tour, if that is to appear. But what Facebook is going to do is when we turn this into a lead form ad, they actually replace that and it says Facebook form. So this needs to be done really well up top, because that Facebook form takes the place of some of that text that we're used to being able to use. Okay. Now we're going to go to the ad media. So click configure. And when you get to the ad media section, you actually have the ability to add an image, add multiple images, or add a video. Now, I have not tested a video here yet, but I'm thinking that this could be a great place for a video, and I may have to whip something up so we can test it. And it's going to be a super short video of, like, maybe you're holding up a sign that shows a price reduction, and you're doing something like a little boomerang video, or like an animated GIF kind of thing. Or maybe it's you pointing at a house that has a just reduced sign writer, or something like that. Those would be cute, really short videos. Or a quick little see all homes just on the map, and then you show a little slide screen share of you scrolling down the homes. Just that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to make that one later, and we'll test it. Not here on the live video, but I have an idea now of how I want to do that. Anyway, you can also use images. Well, what's really cool is that KW Command has given us the ability to hop back and forth between applets, especially designs, giving us the ability to pull in designs when we want to use it. Now, you wouldn't know you could do that unless you clicked on Select Media for this campaign. Now, you can choose to import directly from a listing, but today we're not doing listings. We're doing just reduced ad. Over here, we can do add images, and we can upload an image, or we can browse the design library. Now, the first time you log into designs, this screen is going to be blank. What you're looking at are all of the templates that I've already created. So the first time this will be blank. Just click on, oh, the plus sign, they changed it. Okay, I'm always telling everybody, you need to, if you don't know where to go, in Command, click on the arrows. Like, for example, here's an arrow here. Click, if you see an arrow anywhere, click on the arrow. Click on the 3 dots. When you hover over something, sometimes you'll see it. There's 3 dots. Or the plus sign. There's a big plus sign. Well, it looks like we finally have a button up here. So create a new template. So we're going to go there. Parker says, thanks for the videos. I was able to incorporate IDX Broker into my WordPress site because of you. Good job. You did it yourself, Parker? It's fantastic. Wonderful, wonderful. I know a lot of you guys are following my other teaching. I actually have multiple YouTube channels now. So if you type in Lori Ballen into YouTube, I have a KW Command only channel. I have my traditional Lori Ballen YouTube channel is mostly about real estate in general, WordPress websites, real estate lead capture, just all of that. And then I have a new one called Ballen Blogger, and that's all about SEO and Pinterest and social media and affiliate marketing. That's my other passion. So I've got those 3 channels that are really growing now. And if you like those different topics, you might want to subscribe to some of the other ones. I also want to let you know that I did something else new this month. And if you go over to Ballen Academy, www.ballenacademy.com, I now have a VIP membership pass. So for $75 a month, no contracts, cancel anytime, you can now access all of my courses, all of them, the blogging, the affiliate marketing, the real estate, the Pinterest, all of that. And you also get access to any of my live courses, virtually live courses that I'm holding, my master classes, and even my keto coaching program. So basically anything that I normally charge for, you're going to be included in those public groups like that. It does not include one-on-one stuff, but all of the group coaching programs. So for example, on the 30th of this month, we're doing real estate SEO. So it'll be all brokerages, real estate SEO. Anybody, we're going to talk all about that. I've got keto weight loss 6-week challenge starting January 4th. And that's going to run for 6 weeks. I've got an affiliate marketing workshop coming up, and then there's real estate courses every month. So check that out. Hop in there if that interests you as well. Okay, so back to Command here. We went in to create a new template right here. Create a new template. And then what happens is, oh, it's not doing it. Oh, wouldn't that be crazy? That's not going to stop me. But hold on, they might be doing updates. So that might be why that button moved. Okay, now it went back to the old screen. Okay, Here's the plus sign on the bottom. So obviously they're doing updates today, and this is just part of what's happening when you're using a beta software. I've learned just work around it. Stop doing this at the moment and go build this. And also sometimes just refreshing a couple times, I can get back in. So I'm going to click this plus sign, and now I want to access the social designs templates, or the print designs. The print designs also work on social media. So let's go ahead and click on social and go to next. And if it works for us, we'll be able to create a design for this Facebook ad. So what you're going to see when you log on to designs is all kinds of really cool templates. And these are going to be all of your standard for sales, buyer, lead generation, home value, seller, holidays, sphere of influence, birthdays. And then there's some more advanced stuff in there too, which I'm not going to get into all of those today. But there's a lot of really cool things in there. If we click on open house, I personally really like some of the designs that are in this library. And you can choose wide images that are ideal for your Facebook ads, for Facebook in general, for Twitter. You can choose squares. These are better for Instagram. And you can choose social stories. And now we have stories on Facebook. In fact, I'm going to do a whole separate class on stories. But we can do stories for Facebook. We can do stories for Instagram. We can do stories now for YouTube. So stories are a big deal. And what's really cool about stories is when you're on a mobile device, like right now, let's see who's on here. Moment of truth. If I go to Facebook, nope, it's going to be on here. If I go to Facebook, everything is changing right now with Facebook. They keep redoing their feed. Okay, so right now on my Facebook, you know what? I'll do it up here so you can see it. So if I log onto Facebook, up top, look at this. I keep seeing Jolene. Jolene is partners with the Ben Kinney and Place and Brivity and all of that that conglomerate. I don't know what the right word is. Empire. And Jolene, I'm seeing in my stories so often now that she's coming to mind throughout the day. I love that concept because she's just constantly putting her face up there. And so if you guys, there's my nephew Caleb, if you guys are on here, you're doing a great job. These are stories, right? Well, you can actually use the stories that are in KW Command for those stories as well. All right, so it's a big deal. If you're just joining me live, I'm Lori Ballen out here in Las Vegas. I'm just sharing my KW Command strategies. Comment for me in the comments below your name, where you're from, and what channel you're watching on. YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, where you at? Okay, so the next thing that we do is we go over here to social wide, and we're going to pick a design that we want to use for our Facebook ad that we're running right now. We're doing this just reduced, right? So I'm going to share this. This one right here is the one that I used for my just reduced. So let's just stay with that one right now. And I'm going to choose use. Okay. So what I did is I just took this text in the middle and I did just reduced. And then everything is drag and droppable. See how this works? So I just kind of move things around when I'm designing, delete something. And then these little sidebars here will give you more space so you can play around with that. If you're familiar with Canva, this kind of operates in a similar fashion. If I want to create more spacing between those lines, right up top, there's these little spacers. And I can say, give me more space between those words, between the lines. There we go, between the lines. Okay, perfect. Just reduce. Now, there is a library provided for us with copyright-free images inside KW Command. You also can upload real houses from your neighborhood that are going to look something more local. But how we would replace these is we would click on the kitchen, and over on the left, I am going to go to company images. And now we have holidays, house interiors, app images, lifestyle at home, lifestyle activities, neighborhoods, house exteriors. So let's say I want to do some interiors like the kitchen, but I need this to look like a house that would actually be in Vegas. This doesn't look like Vegas. This doesn't look like Vegas. So I definitely want to replace them. So I just click on the image, go over to the image I want to replace it with, and then click the round arrow wheel, and it will replace that image with the one that I chose. Okay. So I would go in and choose whichever ones I think look like they could be or that I like. And there's outdoor images as well. So whatever it is that you think is going to fit your neighborhood. This one really looks like Vegas. Hold on, let me put that kitchen in there. That's a Vegas kitchen right there for sure. And ooh, here's the white one from the open house cards I like so much. I love that white kitchen. I don't want a white kitchen, but I love advertising with white kitchens. I'm not sure why that is. Okay, so once you get this how you like it, and you can make that bigger too. I'm going to show you a hack if you didn't see my class last week. You can actually put your picture on top of this graphic as well, which will make things a little bit more personalized. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this DBA logo over here to the left, and I'm going to replace it with my logo. So I'm going to click the logo, hover over, and replace it. And now we'll have my actual logo there that's required. If you want to use the one that has the white space or the white in the background, you can do that as well so that it stands out a little bit, whatever fits there for you. You can also do this from the actual Facebook ad itself. You can add your DBA logo. But what's cool is that I can add a picture of myself here in the corner. Okay. And so far, KW Command has not yet given us the ability to remove the background from a picture. At least I don't know of one yet. So I personally usually use Canva, or there's some other websites that'll do it, like PicMonkey, I believe, remove.bg. But what I would do is I would go over to Canva, and then I would just upload a picture of myself. So I would go get a professional picture of myself. So I am just going to do anybody so that you can see how this works. Okay, here we go. I'm this guy. I'm a real estate agent, right? And what I want to do is remove that background. So I come up here. I'm going to click Effects, and I'm going to click Background Remover. And it's going to remove the background pretty easily and quickly. And I have not had... I've only had one time that it didn't get it right. And there was a whole bunch of paisley patterns in the background. And I was wearing like a patterned shirt. So it had a little trouble. But for the most part, this works really well. Now what we want to do is, I cut off his head. Okay, it was already cut off, it looks like. Yeah, I chose one that had a strange top on it. That's okay. So then what we would do is we would go up here to download. And then we want to make sure it's in the PNG file extension. Check the box, transparent background, and click download. Okay. Now I think this is a part of the Canva's free, but I think that's part of the upgrade. If you end up needing a link or something later, let me know. But I think that's part of the upgraded version, is that specific effect. So then I would save this as John Smith, real estate agent. No background, so then I know how to grab it. Or if you could, I like to title them by keywords for SEO purposes as much as possible. But I'm going to drop that into I'll just put it in the documents, and we'll save that image. And then I go back over to KW Command to our ad, and I'm going to click Images, Add. And I'm going to click this drag and drop, or click to upload an image. There's my picture, John Smith. Open. And then I'm going to add this to the ad. And you can put it anywhere that it fits naturally. You can do this with anything. If you've got a team logo that you want showing up on everything, you want anything. But I love the concept of putting our pictures on these types of ads because I personally still believe that branding for a real estate agent is your face. Most of us. Very few real estate agents have the marketing power to get a logo to be remembered, right? And especially when we're creating generic logos, so many from Fiverr and whatnot that everybody has the same house tops and whatnot. That's not going to be unique in any way. So, but a face people still remember. Also, people like to do business with people. When they see a face, they're like, oh, okay. And they start seeing John Smith's face over and over and over again. They start going, oh, okay, I need to call John Smith. Jeff just messaged me the other day and said, hey, yesterday or the day before on my team and said, hey, Laura, I just got a great lead for a $500,000 property, saw your stuff all over Google. And they start to trust you when they see those kind of things. So I suggest picking something that can be memorable that you put on all of your advertising. On average, it at least this might even be a worse number now in 2020, but on average, we know that it takes 7 times for somebody to see a piece of marketing and then start having some memory of that person or of that style of company or that brand or whatever it happens to be. Like 7 times. You have to mail them 7 times, and it would need to look similar. That something that jumps out at them needs to be the same, or 7 Facebook messages or Facebook ads or videos or whatever on average. So this is a great concept for increasing brand awareness. And as a real estate agent, you are the local specialist. You are the brand. So be the brand. I would suggest, if you change your appearance a lot like I do, losing weight, gaining weight, aging, changing our hairstyles, hair colors, all of those things, get a new picture at least once a year if you're changing a lot. Don't say, oh, well, everybody knows this picture for 10 years ago, so I'm only going to use that picture. If you keep it updated year over year, even Facebook would use Facebook recognition and still know it's you, even though you're aging, right? So it's important to keep those updated. I mean, gosh, I just went and took pictures last year. I don't think I look anything like them anymore. So now I'm taking a bunch with my own equipment and doing different layovers, but still using a current face, right, that they can identify. So that's important. All right, so isn't that cool? Don't you guys think that's a cool hack? If you think that's a cool hack, put that in the comments for me that's really cool, that you've learned something new laying that photo over like that. I just love that. I think it's the coolest. And I'm hoping that KW Command will give us that ability to remove the background here within our system at some point. So the next thing that we would do now is we would save this. So you can rename this is now a template technically in your library. So you could call this the just reduced template. And then you could change it or copy it, clone it, whatever you want to do. Okay. I'm going to click done. And it's going to ask us if we want to save it. Yes, I want to save it. That's new too. Before it was just saving it. It wasn't asking us. So now that's another new feature with the updates. You know, everybody gets so irritated when they're updating the software, but every time they do, we get new stuff. So it's kind of exciting to actually see that happen. All right, so now on the left-hand side, we're going to go back to our ad. So we'll just go back to Creator. Okay, so see, now we're back into our Facebook ad. We never technically left. We were able to do all of that and still keep running our ad. So I'm going to click Browse Design Library. We're going to choose the Just Reduced. And then we're going to give it enough time to upload. Okay, so if it doesn't upload, I'm going to try it. It hasn't fully processed is the problem. I'm moving too fast. So the other option, there we go. That was it. The other option is to save it to your hard drive, which I usually do first, and then upload it. So as a fail-safe, I almost always click File, Save, and save the picture to my hard drive. But you don't have to, okay? And next, we're going to click Preview and Crop Image. I like to leave mine in the wide view, and then I'm going to click Save Image. Okay? Now comes the important part. Now I need to show you where to get that Just Reduced link, because this is the key to this whole thing. So first, we're going to go down here to Facebook Ad and click Configure. Choose the Facebook page that you want associated with this ad. So I'm going to pick, I've got a bunch of different Facebook pages because I have multiple businesses, and they all are associated in here. So I can choose which one is my real estate one for Lori Ballen Team Las Vegas, and which one is going to match up to run that ad. Next, you must choose use Facebook lead generation form to get those low costs per lead for this type of ad. Okay. You don't want to choose a site or landing page that you just send them to without getting their information first. So what this specifically does is when somebody looks at your ad, see how that other call to action text disappeared? That's what I was saying, that you really only have this one section and not those words underneath it, because it's going to say Facebook form. So what we have is when they click it, a little form pops up and says, do you want to proceed? By proceeding, you're submitting your name, which is this, and your email, which is this, and your phone number, which is this, and it's pulling that info from their personal Facebook profile. They click a button, yes, boom, you get the lead, you get the info before they get any info. It's an exchange. Now, that being said, they don't always realize it. Even though they're clicking yes, they're not reading the terms, they're moving fast. So you'll call them and they'll go, I didn't register for anything. What are you talking about? Because they didn't actually fill out all the info. It's coming from their profile. So it's sometimes they're just moving so quick they don't catch it. So it's something to keep in mind, that a lot of them are going to go, what did I register for? If you start calling them or texting them, that type of thing. Okay, now here, use Facebook lead generation form. We're going to select that button call to action. I leave it at learn more. Now's where you need to get the list of Just Reduced homes. Because what we're going to do is, as soon as they come in here and register to become they become a lead, they clicked on Just Reduced, then Facebook needs to redirect them to that landing page that has what you offered. We now need to give them the offer in the form of a URL, of a web address, okay? We can also email them from campaigns after the fact. But what we want to make sure we do is we want to add this list of Just Reduced homes, and here's where you get it. You go over here and you click on your KW Command website. So in my case, I have this domain here. And just so that you know, in case you haven't seen my stuff before, my brothers, Jeff and Paul Helvin, own a marketing company named after me, called BallenBrands.com. And it's named after me because I started it. I founded the company. And then I decided it wasn't what I wanted to do every day. So I gave it to them, holding an interest in their sales, like an affiliate relationship. Anyway, they build out these websites. So if you don't want to do all of this yourself, you're not techie, you just want to be in the field working with clients, call Jeff and Paul. They do database work, they do your websites, they build landing pages, they market listings, they do all kinds of things, okay? And you can find them over here at BallenBrands.com. Jeff and Paul. Okay, so what we do here is on this front end of your website, if you type in anything or just click search, it goes to the inside of your website. This is where we want to go, is to this search. Okay. If you have location services enabled on your computer or phone, it will automatically pull up your location. And guys, this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. This is a proven model of what buyers like on a real estate website. So as far as the IDX goes, it's great. It's great. Okay. Now, I would not get rid of my own website and my own IDX to replace it with this. And the main reason for that is I want to own my own website. My website is an asset. You can find, I have several real estate websites. One of them is right here, ballenvegas.com. And it allows me to blog and build assets and real estate market reports, and I can rank on the search engines. And then this website is sellable. It's an asset. It has dollar value to it. I can run ads on it. I can do whatever I want. I'm never getting rid of that. And this is my Summerlin website, which is where I live and where I work personally. It's an area in Las Vegas. And these websites also my brothers Jeff and Paul build. And they're on a WordPress platform that I own. My data, my content, never going to lose it if I switch brokerages. That I'm not parting with. Now, agents who are not blogging, who are not building SEO on their own assets, you don't need another website. You're good right here. You can run all your ads. You can collect all your leads. You can convert all your leads. I'm only talking about people that are building an asset of a website with content. Those are the ones that really should own their own. Okay. So right here, I'm on this search page and it's already in Las Vegas. I can see by the addresses, it found my location. So I'm good with just that. Now, these little green, is that big enough for you guys to see? I didn't even think to make my screen bigger. Can you see those little green, that green arrow there clearly? So what we have is we have these little green arrow declined, and that shows us that the price was just reduced. So you'll notice this one has the price reduction. This one does not have the price reduction. Well, if we're running a Facebook ad saying just reduce, we need to only show just reduce listings. So up top here, you can, within the more section, scroll down to the bottom and there's a checkbox, a little toggle, and you toggle this on, price reduced in the last 7 days. That's what I forgot to add to the ad. I usually say price reduced in the last 7 days, but just reduced still works. Just reduced still works. Okay. So now you'll notice it dropped from, I don't know what it was showing before, but now there's 109 properties showing of just reduced. And then if I want to, I can sort this by recently updated. So these would be whichever ones got reduced most recent or had some other change in the last 7 days. Or I can sort this by price. So I want it to be lowest to highest. And so that is going to be, oh, it's under my little widget here. Sorry, my picture's there. Low to high. There we go. Low to high. Because it's possible they'll want to see the cheapest homes that were just reduced, or you can sort by living area. Days on market's a good one, right? Maybe we want to show the most recent listings and the most reduced. Anyway, you can play with however you want that to look. When you make these changes, there's keywords and there's basically a string added to that URL, that .com, that web address, that identifies what you want to appear on this page the next time somebody clicks on it. So what you can actually do is take this whole long URL right there, and if you want to shorten it, there's a free tool called bit.ly, bit.ly. You're going to have to set yourself up an account, I think, and log in. You can see I'm using a free account. I'm going to click create, and I'm just going to paste this long URL, and then it gives me a short one. I'm going to copy it, go back over to Facebook, and I'm just going to paste that right there in that URL. But you don't have to shorten it. Facebook takes care of that too. So either way, but if you do shorten it and put it in Bitly, you can actually track the number of clicks and see how that correlates with your Facebook ad number of clicks. So that has some benefit. Okay, so that's all you have to do. This page is dynamic, which means it will update automatically. You don't have to do anything. You didn't have to build it. You didn't have to create a landing page. You didn't even have to log in to command to get to this page. That is a beautiful workaround that I've been doing since AOL said, you've got mail. I've been doing these kinds of workarounds without having to log in and build something, right? And it's your website and it works. Okay. Now, I'm not going to mess with ad targeting for this particular ad. And one of the reasons why is every time you choose any kind of ad targeting, your cost per click changes because you're bidding on that audience. So anybody else on the planet who's building on the same audience, we're bidding against each other. So sometimes I'll split test them and test one with interest and one without. But for the sake of this ad, we would just leave that alone. Then we go down to duration and budget. Now, remember what I said. It's not how much do you want to spend on this ad. It's how many leads do you want to buy. If you don't know yet, create a guess. All right, $2 a lead, $3 a lead, $4 a lead, $5 a lead. You can start high and work your way down. Let's just say you say, this ad, I don't know, I've never run anything like it before. It could run $5 a click, not likely, or $5 a lead. Let's say $4 a lead, okay? $4 a lead. So your goal, I'm going to spend $40 and I'd like to get 10 leads out of this, okay? Now, are any of those 10 leads going to talk to you or turn into a closing? There's a good chance the answer is no. You probably need to run this ad 10 times then, right? Remember those conversion numbers. So if you just run one ad and throw $20 at it or even $50 at it, and you don't get a live person, you go, oh, that didn't work. Not true. You didn't do enough of it. It's a numbers game. You need volume, okay? So keep that in mind. So you could run this for a weekend. You could run it for 10 days. You can say, okay, I'm going to spend $50 on this ad, and I'm willing to test it for $50, whatever it is. Or if you do 20, then once you're done, you click Publish Campaign. Tomorrow is when this ad might be live. It's not instant like it used to be for Facebook ads because we're in the housing category and it requires an extra approval process. So it's looking for, did you use keywords or did you use words in your ad that would be a violation of the fair housing laws? If so, they're not going to approve you. And some of them are really crazy sometimes, but you'll kind of get an idea when you start running these. Keep it simple. Don't talk about families or walking distance or anything that could be misconstrued as against the fair housing regulations. State the facts. Keep it simple. Talk about the house, right? Those are going to be, don't put great for families or things like that that you could run into issues with, all right? And then once you run this ad, then you're going to have that capability to read all of your stats over here in campaigns. I don't need to save that because that wasn't me on the picture. Then you'll start seeing these right here, your top performing ads. And you could pull the past 30 days. You could pull year to date. Look at this one. So now I switched it to year to date and look at the different statistics. So this one here was a new listing I ran. Perfect example of this image I just used. I've got me on top of that picture there, and I got 40 leads from this one ad, which was 25 over average. My cost per click was 75 cents. I mean, cost per lead, 75 cents. What planet does that happen on? Oh my gosh, that's so ridiculously cheap. So if you said, I want to buy 100 leads, I mean, if you can prove that this works over and over again, and you know that math, you're going to know that every time you get a listing, now you just choose how many leads you want to buy instead of how much money you want to spend on that ad. Such a cool process. And then this one here is showing the reactions. Social ad, advertising a listing. What are the reactions? All right. Wow. All of that. I think we've been here. I don't know how long we've been here. An hour. How long we've been here? That was just this one element of campaigns. I didn't even get into emails, direct mail, or social posts. I'm going to save those for another live stream. Absolutely incredible. All right, guys. I'm going to leave you with that today. If you have any questions, let me know. BallenBrands.com to reach my brothers. That was fun. Thank you for letting me spend some time with you. this morning, and I'm going to come back over the next week and cover all of these other elements that are inside KW Command as well. So thanks so much, and I will talk to you guys